Broadcasting from the furniture capital of the world, it's Couched with Carson Kressley. Tonight's guests, A-list interior designer Michael Berman, prolific artist and interior designer Barry Lantz, with Roy Day and his band Cookie.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carson!
Oh, hi, that's me, everybody. Hi! Oh, my gosh! You guys! No! Sit down! Sit down! Guys. Wow! That was such a flourish. Thank you, Roy and Cookie. You guys, thank you for the standing ovation. Every time I do like a speaking thing or an appearance, I come out on stage and I go, no, please sit down. But usually people aren't standing. Welcome to, thank you so much. I'm here every Thursday, try the veal. So welcome to Couched, everybody. I'm Carson Kressley. That's my name on the wall. So on today's episode, we're diving into the wonderful world of color, okay? So color in design might seem simple, but it's, I think, one of the most important elements and the vital part of every design. And it can totally transform a mood, which is why in my own apartment, my bathroom, my master bathroom, I live in New York, so I only have one bathroom, but I still call it a master bathroom, like I have like 4 others. Oh, it's in the master bathroom with Colonel Mustard. I just call it that. But I painted my whole bathroom lacquer pink. Okay, so every time I go in there, it feels like I'm being born. It's so rejuvenating. And I look so good in pink. Everybody does. It's just, it makes me feel fresh, and like I could be out till like 4 in the morning and look like death warmed over, but I go in that bathroom and that pink bounces off the wall, and I look like an 11-year-old Latvian girl. It's magic. No, it's true. You can give me a thing. Thank you. Everyone give it up for Roy and his band Cookie, because they really are amazing. I'm gonna walk over here and they're gonna give me my own walk-on music. And there's so much time. You know, I could just walk around, and then as I get near the couch, they're gonna sense it. And then as I sit, they're gonna do a thing. Perfect timing. Owner of a Lips couch. That could be a song. I'm just saying. All right, let's get back to it, everybody. Our first guest on today's show is a renowned interiors and product designer who's created a portfolio of projects that spans the globe, from residences to luxury hotels. And his signature American modern style reflects his interest in mid-century modern, in history, art, architecture, and nature. And when he puts this all together, it forms this amazing mix. And he adds in a little dash of old Hollywood glamour. That's a lot, but he does all of that. Can you imagine? What a multitasker. Our second guest is an interior designer who began working in design at the age of 19, which I'm going to be 23 next March, so we're very similar. And he built a design reputation in business in Indiana, which now extends throughout the country. And in addition to design, he's become a successful artist over the past 10 years and has simultaneously launched a fabric collection. So he is also a busy man. So are you guys ready to meet these two superstars? Thank you. Please welcome Michael Berman and Barry Lantz. Oh, hi, guys. Thank you so much. Right up here. I'm going to put you right here. And Barry, get right in there. You guys are such cuties. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, thanks for coming.
Thank you for
You guys
having
look
us.
so fashionable.
You do sort of.
Look
Yeah,
at you and
sort
your
of.
polka dots.
We're going out after.
Are you? Do you know about that?
I just found out.
So you guys, you're two of my favorite interior designers, and like I said in the intro, I'm just a design fan. I was that like little kid who like when I was 9 years old, we built a new house in Allentown, not the most stylish city in the world. And a woman came to do custom draperies. And I was like, oh no, girl. And I shut her down like a bad Ferris wheel. And my mom was like, okay, you need to tone it down. But I always loved design, is the moral of that story. And I know you're from Detroit.
Yes.
And you have a big interest in mid-century modern because I have seen your house in Palm Springs.
Yes.
Now, I have not yet been invited.
Oh, you're going to be invited.
But I have driven by many times, and I know you have this fabulous green door. So I know you're a fan of color as well.
Yeah, I
and
love color.
mid-century. So tell our audience a little bit about, I think you have a very specific design vibe.
Yeah, I'm very interested in mid-century design, but when I say mid-century, I mean
Right.
50s, 60s, and even into the 70s. And what I love about the era is just the curvilinear, sexy shapes, the silhouettes. Exactly.
You mean like this?
Exactly like that.
Okay.
And I'm very attracted to the circular form and things that are sort of free form.
Okay.
And that whole era was a lot about, you know, free form and free
Right.
love and flowing.
It
So-
seems very geometric too. Like when I think about like the patterns and even like the cars and taillights.
True.
And when you see homes in Palm Springs, a lot of times they're built with those masonry bricks that are kind of geometric. So
Yeah,
I get a
the
lot
open
of
brick
that kind of
Yeah,
geometry.
you get a lot of that too. But I think, you know, the whole thing about the geometry of the architecture being very rectilinear and square,
Right.
and then adding the curvilinear and soft-shaped furniture,
Like those
sort of bring
amoeba
it together.
sofas.
The amoeba sofas.
Who makes those?
Yeah, oh my God.
There was like there's a real famous
Vladimir
one.
Kagan.
Yeah, Kagan. I knew
Vladimir
it was
Kagan.
something like that.
Yeah. Timeless.
Timeless.
Yes.
And quite modern. I'm
Very
always amazed when I see furniture, even from like the 40s, from that like art moderne, kind of like after.
Streamlined modern.
Yeah, it
Yes.
totally, everything looks like a cruise ship and it
Absolutely.
looks very
Yes.
streamlined and
Yes.
sexy, and it looks much more modern than it is.
Absolutely, and everything had that sort of progressive shape about moving forward
Right.
and speed and things. So
Yeah.
that whole thing about streamlined modernism, going into the 50s, going into the 60s.
Right.
That's what makes mid-century modernism so cool.
What a fun time. And you also are a Midwesterner.
I am.
And you're based in Carmel, Indiana.
Carmel, Indiana, very fancy here.
I've heard that. My former co-star, Ted Allen from Queer Eye, he's from Carmel. And I used to say Carmel like it was in California, and it was
Yeah.
super hoity-toity,
No,
but
it's just Carmel.
it's Carmel, which is totally fine by me.
Totally fine.
And
Right.
how did you do the traditional path into interior design?
I did. I was, wanting to work in design because I, like you, had
Right.
a grandmother and a family with a
Right.
beautiful home.
Okay.
So I was around it all the time. So I started working in a furniture store at a very young age, just several years younger
How
than you.
old were you?
Let's see, you're 20 now?
I'm going to be 23 in
23.
March.
Okay, yeah. I was
That
just a
was
bit,
March of 1979.
yeah, right. No, I made $2 an hour in 1973
Okay.
selling sofas that were $6,000.
Really?
Think about it.
That's
it was
very
like,
expensive back then.
It was really fancy.
A loaf of bread was only 43 cents.
right.
And you were that sofa
Yeah.
was like the price of a car.
Oh, it was unbelievable. So
Wow.
It's,
And
you
this
know,
was
it
a
just
very
segued-
fancy store
It
in
was
Carmel?
a very fancy. No, this store was still in Indiana, but it
What's
was
it-
not in
what was it
Carmel.
called?
It was called Mast Furniture.
Mast?
It was a family-owned
Okay.
furniture store.
M-A-S-T.
Yes.
I feel like there's a ship involved in this logo.
No, but there was a funeral home.
Oh, they had that as well?
It was undertaking and funeral home and furniture before it was just furniture.
Okay. Well, cabinetry is cabinetry.
And
As
silk.
maudlin as that sounds, I mean.
And silk is silk. So,
Right.
on the inside.
Yeah.
And then you went to design school, or?
I did. I went to Ball State for a time. And
So
then
did
I
David
just got lots
Letterman.
of- I know.
In Muncie, Indiana.
He was my roommate.
Was he?
Yes.
For
No,
real?
not
No.
really.
Okay.
No.
He's much older than you are,
He's
Barry.
so much older.
My goodness.
So
I
anyway,
mean,
it just segued, and I just kept working in design. I have lived in Indiana my whole life.
Right.
Do you believe that? 3 counties in my whole life.
But I think sometimes people think that like high-end design and great taste only lives in, like New York and LA and
No.
maybe Miami.
Oh,
No. Look
And
at this. Are you
I mean, come on, stand up, show off those shoes, Barry. Look at that. I mean, you're giving me a run for my money.
I like yours. Yeah.
You know, this just used to be a sofa. So let's talk about color, because obviously both of you, although we're all like in shades of like maroons and navies, but I think we all love color, and I think, you know, dressing in color and obviously designing a space with color.
Right.
I think, and maybe you'll agree, that it's kind of like one of the most impactful things. I mean, you could paint a room orange and it's like you'll have like a wow factor for days, and it's not that much time or money. So
Exactly.
Thoughts on color?
I just think, you know, I have clients that come to me, and I have clients that love color and clients
Right.
that are afraid of color. And there's a lot of really easy ways to introduce color into the house.
What are some of your pro tips for
Okay,
that?
my pro
if you've got
tips.
somebody that, so many people want to do neutral and they're not really adventurous with color.
Right.
And the furniture is expensive, and I get it, and you don't maybe want to do a red sofa that looks like a pair of lips. But how can you be a little bit more adventurous with your clients, or tips that people can use at home?
Well, a lot of really easy ways to introduce color in the house would be in accessories. I mean, it's kind of an obvious tip, but
Right.
it really is the main tip. I mean, pillows, bedding, accessories on the table. You can keep everything else kind of
Right.
neutral, but if you introduce some pops of color, like right now, I'm seeing this resurgence of very bright pops of color, like very 70s inspired. You know,
like oranges.
burnt orange,
Okay.
fuchsia, hot pink.
Hot pink. Oh my God, I'm so
hello.
on trend.
Yeah, wow.
Look at me. I had no idea.
So just, you know, like pops of that. Also,
Right.
like a lot of people are afraid to introduce color in their kitchen. For
Right.
a long time, people have done white kitchens,
Right.
white countertops,
Which are
white tile.
honestly, it's getting a little boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
So how do we
It
do
is.
that
So
without
if-
breaking the bank?
If you can't break the bank, if you're afraid to really like, you know, make that big step and
Right.
change something, a couple ways you can do it. You can,
Okay.
If you have lower cabinets, paint them,
Right.
you know, like a gorgeous slate blue or
Right.
beautiful
Teal.
teal or emerald green.
Aubergine.
And leave the upper ones white. Or if you want to leave the kitchen white again, do color on the walls. Color is like, it's the easiest thing to change, number
Right,
one.
right.
And it just changes the whole feeling of a
Feeling.
room.
Right. So you could do
So-
your surrounding walls. You could do your backsplash if you want
New
to.
dishes,
I-
mixing bowls.
New dishes,
I
bowls,
even
you know.
saw
accessories on the counter.
somebody did this, which I thought was so genius. They went to like one of those auto body places that makes wraps for your car. Like if a radio station had like a car and they wanted to put their logo on it, they make this adhesive wrap for it. And these people actually made like a red adhesive wrap for their refrigerator. And it made it look like
Oh,
one of
that's
those
cool.
expensive
Yeah.
like Scandinavian
Yes.
refrigerators that
Right.
sound like a skin disease. So I thought that was so smart and cost effective. And you are such an artist. So I'm sure you have great stories about incorporating art to bring
Yes.
color in.
That's the greatest way, and you, Michael, mentioned that as well. You can take art and put it in a color, even if you have that horrible gray room.
Right.
That we're all so tired of. You know,
Right.
let's get over the gray. Do you all think so? Are you tired of
I
gray?
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I even have it.
Yeah. I'm even going to dye my hair red. next
Are
week.
you? I think
No,
you'll be
but-
stunning as a redhead.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Lucy, kind of.
Yeah, redheads get
Yeah.
more action and they
But
have
no,
higher
but-
hair care bills.
That's.
It's true.
But if you put up art and accentuate your spaces with art, and art can be rotated as well. I mean, you don't
Right.
have to buy art for one specific place in
Right.
the living room forever. Move it to the bedroom and regenerate
Right.
the color throughout the house.
I think people sometimes get a little frightened too. And my whole mantra is like live fearlessly and design fearlessly. If you move a painting to a room and it doesn't quite work with your wall color, it's not going to be the end of the world.
No.
But I think having fun with it and trying things out
if you
is
just
a great
do it
way to
with,
keep it fresh.
excuse me, if you just do it with confidence,
Yes.
right?
Right.
And also, don't be afraid to mix colors that might unexpectedly go together. You know, if you have a favorite color and you want to bring in pillows or accessories to that room that you might normally
Right.
think would be a contrast and not work, you should do it anyway.
I just kind of
I love unusual color combinations.
And I think a great way too is like look to nature. I mean, there's never like a wrong color combo. So like
Yes.
in the spring, especially down here when like those red buds, which are really purple. We've got to work on changing the name. I'm going to write a letter. The red buds are like a pale lavender, and then the spring green is like so
Yes.
minty and
Yeah.
pale.
Yeah.
That's a gorgeous color combo. So I always kind of, if I'm ever in a quandary about what's going to be a fun or appropriate color combo,
Yeah.
I just kind of look to nature. Like even like these are gorgeous,
Oh,
like
yeah, I love
purples and greens and merlots. So the moral of the story is have fun with color, and paint also is your friend because you can change it up so
It's
easily.
so easy to change paint.
So we actually, to have fun with color and also to kind of embrace our special artist in residence here today at Couched, we're going to do a fun, we're going to do a fun little game where we create art. And I think it's great for people at home too, because I think sometimes art has somehow become like very fancy and people have curated collections.
Right.
I buy my art at flea markets, I buy it at art galleries, I buy it at Home Goods. Like, if I like it, I buy it.
Great
And I don't invest a lot of money into it usually. I just buy what speaks to me and what I love. And I think you can even make your own art. Like you can frame pieces of fabric, you can frame gorgeous antique paper, or you can do something like we're going to do today, which is to play this game. I don't know, did they tell you about the game?
A little bit.
It's going to require
Kind
a
of.
minor costume change. It's going to be so fun.
Do I have to get undressed? Figure drawing?
Not
Is it
yet,
Not
but if
yet.
you play your cards right, maybe. So we're going to, we are dart painting. I see the raised eyebrows and the quizzical looks. What is dart painting, you say? Follow me, and I'll explain it all. Right this way. No, out here. Right over here. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So first of all, let's protect this fine merino wool you're wearing.
Yes.
And put this protective
Body
it's-
condom.
Oh,
it's-
jeez.
It's like a condom for
very-
the
Like
whole
a body condom.
Okay. And you can keep this on at market too if you wanted to.
Fantastic.
Okay, and you don't have to ever
Very
worry about
fashionable.
spills. Okay, and then Barry,
Do you have an extra large?
it's one size.
One size fits
Here,
all.
I'll make the head opening a little
Okay,
larger.
okay.
I don't want to muss up your hair. Oh, that's very nice. We could even belt that. Safety first, everybody.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, I feel gorgeous. Okay,
You need a good earring.
I do. There we
Good
go.
earring. Okay.
Okay, take a dart.
I
my
want the
friend.
green one.
Okay, that's the only green one we have.
That's the one I want.
And yellow. I'll do blue. For the
Green,
Yankees.
yellow, and blue.
For the Yankees. I don't even watch football.
What?
Okay. Now, Michael, would you like to go first?
I will.
feel like you should be
attempt it,
winning a
yes.
goldfish or something.
Okay.
I know.
Here we go.
Oh! What an athlete! All right, it's your turn, Barry. Oh, do it again, do it again. You got this, Barry.
You
Keep
go.
going, keep going, keep going. Oh, it was so close.
One more and then you go.
You got this, Barry. Keep going, keep going.
Really sharp.
Throw a couple.
To the wrist action.
Turning into a mini-series. Yes! Look, I got some splatter all the way over here. Oh! Get a little closer. There we go. Yay! Oh, good, you're clear. Hey! I'm so athletic.
One more.
You go. Your turn.
Watch this.
Careful of the shoes. Here, hey! Whoa! Watch your shoes. Yay! Okay. Give it up for our amazing dart art. We're putting the dart back in art. We're going to go to a break.
Okay.
We'll just hose you down and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Use the hot water. Oh my God, that art was incredible. Let's have some Chardonnay. You have Chardonnay in yours, right?
I do.
It's an old trick I learned from Tom Felicia. It's not just for breakfast anymore. I learned something that's really fun. I know you guys are both doing projects with Kravit, and
I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's very emotional.
I swallowed.
I know. When I talk about licensing agreements, I get very emotional too.
It's so emotional.
I think about those residuals, and I just get choked up. So you are
yes.
doing. I saw the brochure.
Yes.
And is it launching at this market?
It is launching at this market.
Okay.
And so I'm very fortunate. I have a collection of textiles and furniture with them.
Okay.
And this is my sequel to the first collection that
Okay.
I did. And there's about 25 different pieces, and it's beautiful, sexy, curvilinear upholstery.
I saw it.
Yeah, it's very
beautiful.
And I saw
Yeah.
one thing I love, and this is like a mid-century. Inside, mid-century, inside that movement, there are even sub kind of
Right.
genres. And there's one thing called brutalism.
Brutalism.
Which sounds like a movie with gladiators. So I love it. But it's a kind of that boxy, it's actually sometimes could be super super aggressively almost.
Well, that's one
But
way of
yours
looking
is
at it.
gorgeous.
Mine is gorgeous. No, it's just...
It's like cubist.
It is. The inspiration is 1970s brutalism architecture. It's very sort of geometric
Right.
and square and boxy.
And I saw a lot of dark woods and then some light woods, almost
Yes, it's got
black
contrasting
ebonized.
ceruse. I know you love that.
I'm going to name my baby that.
Ceruse.
I don't have a baby yet, but working on it.
Ceruse finish is very, very popular now, and it was very popular in the mid-century era. And
Yes.
it's a wire brushing and a waxing of white
It's when
wax.
the wood looks really, really dark, and then the veins are kind of like a white
Exactly,
color.
exactly,
It's a
exactly.
super
Yeah.
great, super chic look, I think. So that's very exciting.
It is. It's great.
And then you're also doing something with Kravit, but
I am.
a fabric line.
The collection is based on my art, and I worked very closely with my daughter, who I work for.
Right,
Amanda.
okay.
She bought my design business.
I met her.
Yes, and so she helped me very much with the design for the fabric
So
collection.
you took your art,
Yes.
your paintings, how does that even work? How do you translate a piece of art that you painted into an actual fabric?
Well, Amanda was very good at manipulating the images of the art into a computer-generated, I'm mid-century. They keep talking about mid-century.
Right. Me
I don't know
too.
what in the hell they're talking
too.
about with digital.
So somehow a computer
somehow
scans
it
it.
just, you put it in this thing and it pops out and it's fabulous.
I love when that happens.
I know.
You need somebody under 30 to do that.
Right.
And it's going to be called the Barry Lantz collection. It's going to be called Canvas to Cloth. Is that clever? From
I
canvas
like
to
it.
cloth?
Yeah, I like it. And what's the general vibe of it? Does it have a very watercolory look?
Very
Is it super
watery.
bright?
It's not super bright.
Okay.
It's a casual. I would call it casual bright.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Kind of
And it
like
has
this,
an
subtle.
they're very subtle.
Subtle.
Like you are.
Subtle.
Very subtle.
Thank you.
Very subtle.
Thank you. Well, I want to thank you guys for being here. This is so fun.
you.
I
It was fun.
adore you both. I think you're so great at what you do. Where can people find you if they want to find out more about, or even just get inspired? I think your Instagram is so amazing.
Right. My Instagram is Michael Berman Limited.
Okay.
Limited is spelled out.
Okay.
And my website is michaelbermanlimited.com.
And
Yes.
Barry, how do we find you?
I'll be outside right after the show.
Okay.
In
that's
the parking lot.
corner of.
Yeah. I have several websites, sorry.
Okay.
It's Lantz, L-A-N-T-Z, Collective.
Okay, lancecollective.com.
.com.
All right.
And then we have a barrylantzart.com. delectable.com, and we have
Okay.
an alancedesign.com. I'm so.com.
So I'm so.com'd out just
I
hearing
know,
about it.
I know.
So they can find all your different businesses,
They
whether
can.
it's the fabric or the design services or your artwork.
Or escorting.
And can they, and what?
Escorting.
My goodness, this is a Christian program. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Give it up for our amazing designers, everybody, for Barry Lantz and for Michael Berman. Thank you so much for joining us on the couch today. Next week on Couch, we have some incredible guests, so make sure to tune in. Oh, and don't forget, stay fabulous. So are you gonna